Hello peeps, we have here the SRM 702T. Very excited because SRM doesn't do fixed blades often. This is their take on a bushcraft knife. This knife costs $70. With my discount you'll get it for $63, given the 10% discount. And long story short, it is a hard knife to beat for the price, especially because it has quite a few characters of a premium knife. First of all, the design and execution, from everything I've seen so far from SRM, is very clean. I have not gotten any of their models with a defect, manufacturing defect, oversight, quality control issue, nothing. So keep this up, please, SRM. You're doing a great job. The design I like very much. All classic, strictly bushcraft. True Scandi, by the way. No BS. True Scandi. Very well sharpened. Currently shaves, as you can see. Now I've already done some cutting wood, whittling with this. Everything here is crowned. The spine is crowned. The jimping is how some of the premium manufacturers miss doing their jimping. Some cut your hands up. This is how it should be done. First jimped, then crowned. Everything is smooth. There is jimping here as well for additional grip. The tang protrudes ever so slightly above the scales, but it is done right. This is not easy to get because sometimes you get hot spots, etc., sharp corners. None here. Everything is polished smooth. Also, it's difficult sometimes to get the alignment right. Everything, and I inspect very closely. On this blade, everything is correct. The sharpening choil is just right. You can, if you look at the Mora Garberg and you look, there is no choil. And if you have to sharpen that knife, that'll be hell to do. You can add your choil and then sharpen. This one is done way better. I will take this over a Mora Garberg in a heartbeat. No thinking needed. Much better knife and cheaper too. Quick thoughts about the sheath. I personally like taco style rather than the sandwich style, just because it saves some space. They have done this. I've seen manufacturers are now starting to use this, and it is much better than your conventional fixed latching point or belt loop. The belt loop is actually done quite well. The retention here of the plastic, everything is practical, useful, and robust. I don't see this breaking anytime soon. Overall, I like the sheath. I would prefer an actual drip hole instead of this. I don't like this type of holes. I prefer the open-ended holes where you can blow through, wash through, etc. And I would prefer a taco style sheath. With all that said, this still is a good sheath. Okay, so let's quickly see how this cuts now, and then we will baton. And after batoning, we will see if it affected the edge. Now, Scandi grinds are actually susceptible to some rolling or chipping, etc., depending on, it's not a very robust blade geometry in terms of edge holding, is what I'm trying to say. But they've gone with 14C28N, which should have decent toughness for those scenarios. I'm getting attacked with mosquitoes. Now, just so you know, if you watch any of my videos, if you're a subscriber, and thank you if you are, and if you're not, what the hell are you doing? You know that I always deal with hardwood. I do offset smoking Texas style, and I have a storage of hardwood for that purpose. So I have a light baton and a heavy baton. trying to clean up this so I can use it as a baton. There we go. Okay, so I've selected hardwood with knots, and this is oak. This is actually pear, but wild pear, and I don't know, this is walnut actually. So all hardwoods, guys, and with knots. Okay, micarta handle, by the way, coming close. So this has a micarta handle, nice texturing on it, and you have these thumb sections here as well for, you know, lateral grip. The handle is very ergonomic. Again, no hot spots. Everything is rounded, done correctly. Only thing I would have liked is more of a palm swell in the middle. It would increase lateral control on the knife. But in terms of the geometry and blade shape, this is classical. This is what you're looking for if you're looking for a bushcraft knife. Okay, let's start off here. Now we're approaching the knot. There we go. And he was cutting into the knot. So I am putting a lot of stress onto the knife. Let's do oak. I don't see any. Oh yeah, there is a knot right in the middle. Right there. Okay. Oh, there's another knot here. So yeah, and it is all twisted. This is a very difficult piece of wood for the knife. So it's a decent test. That's all I have to heat with a baton, and maybe I should do this. And by the way, you get this pommel. This is very helpful. If we didn't have a pommel, we would not be able to do this. But when you have a pommel, you can drive the knife through deeper. And this is very hard piece of wood. Can you see it's not even going in? Very hard piece of wood. See that split? It's splitting, but the wood itself is just a monster piece. I need you to see what's going on here, because the wood is twisted and there is a knot, another knot, one knot here, one knot here. The middle is not letting go. And the knife, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it is bending and twisting. So this is an extreme test for this knife. Of course, we're not going to stop. Look at the baton. And this is because I'm hitting the tip also. So I have to say I'm already quite impressed. Nothing, no deformations, and I'm wailing on this thing. There we go. Oh man. But no hot spots, you see? No blisters, no hot spots. I just got sweaty because... But you saw how hard I was wailing on this. Zero discomfort. Everything is well polished and rounded for $63, man. Okay. Little polish. Check that out, man. Okay. Now we know that batoning does not strain the blade edge, the cutting edge, but in this case, I was actually cutting through knots, so I was cutting with the blade edge. It held up quite impressively well. Now, let's do some cross batoning. You saw what this wood was. That was the horrible wood, right? This also. Well, all of this is hardwood, so it doesn't really matter which one I choose. Hit it with the large baton on the entire edge. Let's do this is a flat area, so I'll be batoning like this. Broke it. I'll tell you straight away, my Mora Garberg would not do this and cut so cleanly afterwards. So then, now, you saw I wasn't able to do any significant damage to the blade just by cross batoning. So I'm going to do my test, which is I just hold the knife like this, or the hardwood like this, and I just go a little bit crazy on it, on the edge. I tested the Demco free rein, which is in, well, not all of them. They do make Magna Cup versions, but the one I have is in OS 10A. And I did this. I batoned a bunch of hardwood. Then I did, I think, 4 pieces like this. And it was having a bit of hard time shaving and cutting as cleanly as before. So let's do the same with the 14C28N from SRM and see how their version of the steel holds up. Of course, those are different blade geometries. This is a true Scandi, and that's a saber grind, the free rein from Demco. don't know, man. That's a pass in my book. So this is a live branch. So for those wondering how the blade behaves on a live branch, very deep cuts, just like you would expect from Scandi grind. Very deep cuts. There we go. And we have a spike. Let's do another one on a thicker side. Huge chunks coming off, as you can see. Let's do this hole. Very deep. Goes in very deep. Or you can do fine work as well. But because it's a Scandi, you can go very deep. Huge chunks coming off. We got some guests joining in for a little drink. By the way, we look after these stray dogs. If you're an animal lover, you can support us through the Buy Me a Coffee link. That'll be in the description. Unfortunately, the government does not care for them, does not feed them, does not sanitize them. Nothing, basically. And we need all the support we can get. Here I'm doing a notch. And there we go. I got a notch. It acts like you would expect from a Scandi grind. Very good. Again, no hot spots, comfortable handle, but it would benefit from a tiny palm swell in here. And there is jimping here. You can push down on it. It's quite comfortable. Okay, give it another test. Little belly scrub, belly strop. Oh, I shouldn't have squished the paper. $63. That $63 is with my discount code though. The regular price is $69.95, but you'll get a 10% discount. Very, very good knife, guys, for bushcraft. Strongly recommend it. Go ahead and purchase it. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. Have a good one and behave yourselves.